Hi crocheters of the world! In this tutorial I want to show you how to make these fingerless gloves with the entrelac stitch. And this is a I don't know, it was an idea that actually follow one of my Italian channel followers sent me a photo of something like this, and she asked me if I could make a tutorial of this kind of fingerless gloves. And this is the result. This is the pair that I made for the tutorial in Italian, and now I want to make, I have one here and I want to make another one with you. And what I want to say to you is that I really don't know for sure the multiple for the entrelac stitch, but I like it so much, and I made these with the entrelac stitch, stitch. And if you want, I will make the tutorial. If you want to, you can just tell me. And this little bag. And now I made these, and now I want to show you how to make them. So this pair, I worked this pair with a worsted yarn, and that's why I put only three squares. So I begin with 3 squares, and I went on with 3 squares of the entrelac stitch. But this one is worked with a thinner yarn, and it's really thin, and that's why I put it, I worked with 2 threads. And this pair is worked with a 5mm hook, and this one with a 4mm hook. So this is the difference between them. You can work it, of course. You'll have to measure your the circumference of your hand here, and to see how many little squares of the entrelac stitch you need to join together and to work your glove. That's why I wanted to explain it to you, that this depends on the yarn that you use. It's really important, and how you crochet, because this is another thing. So the gauge, the tension is very important, of course. So it may vary from one hand to another. And okay, now, as I said before, I don't know for sure the multiple. If one of you knows the multiple, please tell me. So that's why I think it's 11 or 12. So for 4 squares here, I will put an amount of 40, let's say 46, maybe more than less. So I will chain 46. So it is I made my chain of 46 stitches here, and now I will work my first row as a normal row of entrelac stitch. And I know that in English there are many tutorials of the entrelac stitch, so I will not waste the time in this tutorial to explain you what it is on the web, what you can find, and it's not necessary. So I will make my 4 squares here, and then I will be back to show you how to join in round, and then I will show you my first how to work in rounds, but it's not a really huge difference in between working in rows, the entrelac stitch, and working in rounds. So let me finish the first row here, and I will be back to show you how to continue on. So I finished my first square here, little square here, actually it's and now I want to upload the stitches or the loops or the rings on my crochet hook for the next little square, and I need, I need 7, so I have 2, and then into the next chain 3, into the next chain insert your hook, pull a loop, 4, into the next chain 5, then 6 and 7. Now we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and we are ready to begin our second square. So, and I did the same thing for the first square. Now yarn over and pull through 2, yarn over, pull through 2, the Tunisian stitch, yarn over, pull through 2, and so on until the end of this little row. And now let's upload for the next row. So around the vertical bar, we have to pull the yarn and to upload for the next row. We have 6 here, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and into the next chain, unworked chain, another 1. Now we have 7, and again pull through 2, pull through 2, so we are working the second row. And now we are ready to upload for the third row. We have 2 around the vertical bars, 3, 4, 5 and 6. Insert the hook into the next chain unworked, and again work the third row. Pull through 2, always pull through 2. Okay, now we have 3 rows worked. And how do we know? We have to count vertically our vertical bars. So 1, 2, 3. We have 3 rows finished. Now let us upload the loops for the fourth row. Okay, 6 loops and we need 7, so we will insert our hook into the next chain unworked for the 7th loop, and again pull through 2, pull through 2 to work our 4th row. You know that for the Tunisian stitch there are 2 steps for 1 row. So in one step we upload the stitches, the loops, and into the next one we work the loops. Okay, now we have 1, 2, 3, 4, and we need 1 more because we need 5. So let us upload for the 5th row. We have 6 loops and we need 1 more, so we will insert the hook into the next chain unworked chain for the 7th, and let us work. So this is the second step. Let us work our last row, our 5th row. So now we have 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and we have to fasten off. So we will work slip stitches around the vertical bar, pull the yarn, and not very tight, because you know for the second row or round we have to work into these slip stitches, so that's why we have to work them not very tight. Okay, 2 around the vertical bar again, 3, 4, oops, and 5. So we have 5 slip stitches, and into the same chain here that we worked, insert your hook and make another slip stitch, and this is your first loop for the next square. So now insert the hook into the first chain unworked, pull up a loop. Now we have 2 loops. Again into the next chain, pull up a loop, 3, into the next, 4, into the next chain, 5, 6, and 7. Okay, and go on and work like I did before with this one. So this is the way we have to work for our Tunisian entrelac stitch. So go on and work how many squares you need for the circumference of your hand. Now I finished my 4 squares. As I said before, for me are perfect as circumference, these 4, and I have left here 5, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 chains, but left unworked, but it's okay for me. I will undo them and I will show you how really easy. Now I want to make the last slip stitch, you know, here where you worked your first chain, worked here. I insert the hook, pull the yarn, but I want to remain like this, and now I want to join with the first one like this, and I will insert my hook here into the corner actually. Now we can pull the yarn through all 3, okay, and to slip stitch. I can cut the yarn because I want to change color, so pull the yarn. Now I want to show you how to undo the chain. As I said before, really easy. We have here the slip knot, and we just have to find the way. Okay, now pull the tail, okay, and now again like this, pull, and again. Can you see what I'm doing here? Now this, now this, okay, so it's really easy to undo it. That's why now it's okay, just pull tight and it's okay. And these 2 I want to make a knot with the beginning tail and this one that we have here. Again, just one more to be sure, and I can cut both of them, both of tails. And now I have my first, just be sure that you are okay with this round, so with the chain, beginning chain here, and with the slip stitches on this part. Okay, so be sure that it's okay. For the second round, now we are ready to work in round slip knot, and we will begin on the top of randomly one of our squares here. So here we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 slip stitches, and into the first of these on the top. So on one side we have 5, on the other side we have 5. Actually there are 6, but it's okay. So now we have our first loop. Insert the hook into the next slip stitch, and we have the second, into the next slip stitch, the third, next the fourth, next the fifth, and here it's too tight. Okay, now we have 5, but we need 7 to begin. So I will insert my hook. I will, to be sure, I will count on this side 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So here I will insert my hook for the 6th, and into the first of the 5 here, 5 slip stitches here on the other side, on the next square, I will insert my hook for the 7th. And now I'm ready to work my first row of my first square of the second round. Yes, I know it sounds complicated, but it's not actually. As you can see, it's really easy. 4, 5, and 6. So I upload for my second row. I have 6, but I need 7. So I will insert my hook into the next of my 5 of this, the next square, so the next slip stitch. Pull the yarn, and now you have 7, and we can begin to work our second row. Pull through 2. Always pull through 2. When you normally work the Tunisian stitch, at the beginning you pull through 1, but now we have to pull through 2. Now again, upload for the third row. 3, 4, 5, and here it is our last vertical bar, 6. And for the 7th, into the third slip stitch of the next square here. So we go on and we join, we entrelac, actually it's entrelac, no, our stitch. And let us work the third row. Again, upload for the fourth row. And this is the way you can be sure that you work right. If you finish with the same number of rows here, so I have 2 more slip stitches here and 2 more rounds to finish. I have 3 rounds worked and 2 more slip stitches here, so I'm okay because I need 5 rows. So insert the hook into the 4th slip stitch and work your 4th row of the square. Okay, oops. Now upload for the 5th. I have 1 more slip stitch, so I'm okay. I am working my last row, so insert the hook into this last slip stitch, pull the yarn and work your last row, so your 5th row. Now I have to fasten off with slip stitches, so insert the hook around the vertical bar and slip stitch loose, so loose, not tight, loose. We need loose slip stitch. As you can see, we work in these slip stitches, so it's very important that they are loose, worked, not tight. Okay, this is my last. And now, you know, the last slip stitch that into the first row on the chain, we worked the last slip stitch into the first chain, worked. Now we work the last slip stitch into the first slip stitch of the next side. So here. Can you see what happens? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. What happens if it is not loose enough? And that's why I will show you a trick. I will insert the hook. I will change the hook with a 3.mm hook, just because I need to go on like this. And now I can change again and make my slip stitch. Okay, so now let us upload for the next square. We have 1, this is the second, 3, 4, 5, we need 6, but not with these 5. We don't have to work in these 5, okay? So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, this is our 6th. And now we have 6, and the 7th is the first of this side of this 5. Okay, I am working my first row of the second square, and I am uploading for the next row. Now you can go on like this to complete 2 more. This is my second, and I have 2 more to complete for the second round, and I will show you how to finish and how to change color again. So I almost finish. I'm about to finish my last square of my 4 squares here, and I just wanted to show you how to finish, as I said before, to finish and to change the yarn. I have here with me 1, 2, 3, 4. Yes, this is my 5th. So I have my last slip stitch here, and it's just perfect. Okay, now I have 5 rows, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, so the vertical bars, okay? You just have to count the vertical bars to see how many rows you have for the Tunisian stitch. Okay, so slip stitch, slip stitch, slip stitch. 1, 2, 3, 4 and 5. But I need 1 more, and I will make it here where I worked my first. Actually, I joined the yarn, the blue yarn. Okay, this is my last slip stitch. Now I can cut the yarn, make a slip knot 2 to be sure that it's all okay, all right. And here we have our first 2 rounds for the glove. And what you have to do now is to continue on. I put 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 rounds. 1, 2, 3, 4. Sorry, 4 rounds. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Yes, here I have 5. So I put 4 rounds until the round where we will work the space for the thumb. So 1, 2, 3, 4, and this is the 5th, so the round where I decided to work the space for the thumb. And then I worked 4 more. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 5 more. So a total of 10 rounds. 4 plus 1, which is the round where I work the space for my thumb, and 5 more. Now work how many rounds you want, so decide how long you want to be your glove. Mine is actually like this. Okay, so 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. This is the one where I put the space for my thumb, and then I go on with 1, 2, 3. I went on with 1, 2, 3, 4 more rounds. Okay, so go on and work. I will work another 3 more. I have 2, so for a total of 5. I have to work 3 more rounds of entrelac, Tunisian entrelac stitch, and then I will be back to show you how to create the space. Then we'll go on, we'll continue on, and when I will finish the length of the glove, I want to show you how to work the thumb, and then of course the borders here, but the borders are worked in single crochet, really easy. Okay, so go on for the length that you desire until you get the thumb. So here, and for the thumb, it's not important that you put a even number or not of squares, because in one of these V here that we have, we'll work the space randomly, one of them, so it's not important. Here I have 3, here I have 4 squares, so it's not important. Important thing is to be sure that it works for your hand. The circumference, it's okay. Okay, I will go on with my 3 rounds, and I will be back to show you how to continue on. One more thing for the tails that you have here, you just can wave them with your needle, or you can make, as I did before, you can make a 2 or 3 knots and then cut the tail. Actually, it's easier to make 2 or 3 knots, but I wanted to show you that you can wave them, of course on the wrong side. That's pretty obvious. Okay, now I can cut the tails, and maybe it's better to do this after every round that you finish, because if you don't, you'll have a mess at the end of your glove and you don't want it. Okay, so you can do it step by step. Now go on and work. Now I'm ready to the same as I did before, so it's the same procedure, is nothing else but working in rounds, but it's like you work in rows, this stitch, as you can see. Okay, I finished completed all my 5 rows, rounds, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and now I'm ready to work the round with where we will create the space for the thumb. So as I said before, it's this round, and you need to work not all your squares, so I will work 3 and I will skip 1. So now I will work my 3 squares here, 1 and 2 and 3, and here will be the space randomly. Of course, you can begin into each of your squares. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I'll begin here, and I want to work my 3, only 3. So if you have 4, you will work 3. If you have I don't know. So oh mine. Okay. So let me work my 3 squares here, and I will be back to show you. I think, yes, not here actually, but here. Okay. It's about the colors, sequence of colors, nothing else. It wasn't a mistake, but or a little mistake actually, not a big one. Okay, so I'm working here my first actually square, four, 5, and this is my 6th, and now I have to 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 into the first of these 5, and now I can work my first row. So go on and work your squares less 1, and I will complete my 3 squares, and then I will be back to show you how to skip 1 and how to create the space for the thumb. Even if they are fingerless, we need to create a space for the thumb, because a glove without the thumb would be fun. Okay, so for my 3 squares here I just follow the pattern, nothing else. As you can see what I am doing here. 4, 5, 6, and the last one here. And now I am working my last row of my first square. Okay, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I like to count them just to be sure that it's okay. It's better count them now when you finish the square. Okay, now I have my slip stitches, and this is my last here, my 6th actually, you know, this one in the middle. As you can see, we have 5 plus 1 and 5, 5, 1 and 5, and here we work our squares. Okay, now go on, finish your, and when you are to the last, don't work it, just wait.